Assalamu alaikum to anyone watching. Inshallah, guys, this is a backup channel. It was created because Shaitan's TV, basically tried to close my channel up, main channel, Street Ordine TV. He tried to close it down, so I had to open up a backup channel where I could start save all my videos on and upload videos to it, just in case he basically tried to shut my channel down because he was talking against Muslims, and I made some videos against him, so he tried to shut my channel down. So this was a backup channel I made for it. So this video is not about that Shaitan, because we're not doing free advertising. But what is that I'm going to start a video soon called Why Muslim Vloggers Always Sell Out, and it's going to be on my original channel. My original channel is Street Ordine TV. So if you go over there, now, you'll get a much better picture, and that's my main channel anyway. So assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm going to put a link in the chat so you can go over there. Wa alaikum salam, Zubair.
Just to be profane or to be bad, but for parents who do not know what is happening out there. Many of us as parents, that we are so busy with our lives, busy with our families, earning a living, that we have no idea what our children are into. I'm hoping that what I'm going to say for the next 5 minutes will be a wake-up call. If we were to look at what is out there in terms of music, brothers and sisters, it is really shocking. And some of the messages that we get from music, brothers and sisters, it is killing to one's soul. For example, music today, we find that it calls to immorality and lifestyles that are totally against Islam. And so we have, for example, a singer by the name of Katy Perry. Katy Perry, she is a woman, and she's singing over the song, and it's the girl, I liked it. This is an antithetical to Islam. There is a song that recently came out by a man by the name of Robin Thicke, and he sang in this song, no doesn't always mean no. So this man is promoting rape. And we may laugh and find it funny, but imagine, brothers and sisters, that if this evil is not spoken out, who from our women folk is sick? That it has reality upon you. That people, unfortunately, they listen to music, and sometimes it carries them away. Another thing that we find from music, that it calls to the worship of the devil. And so a rapper by the name of Jay-Z, he said, the Lord forgive him, he got them dark forces in him, but he also got a righteous cause for sinning. On the surface of it, to somebody, it just sounds like lyrics. But those people who worship the devil, they believe that the devil was an angel. He is a fallen angel. That is, he was an angel that was in heaven, but because of sin, he disobeyed God, he came down to this earth. Him being kicked out of heaven was unjust. That Allah kicked him out of heaven unjustly. And because of this injustice, he has a right to sin. And so you have Jay-Z, and we can spend another hour just talking about Jay-Z. But here we have an example of Jay-Z promoting the worship of the devil. Also, there is a singer by the name of Marilyn Mason. Marilyn, as in Marilyn Monroe, and Marilyn Manson. Manson, as in Charles Manson, the lunatic murderer. And he has a song where he says, "But I'm not a slave to God that doesn't exist." He said, "But I'm not a slave to God that doesn't exist." And he doesn't sell just 1 or 200 records. These are people selling millions of records around the world. And can you imagine how many thousands of young people are listening to these lyrics right now, as we are speaking? And how many people are listening to him? Marilyn Manson. And Marilyn Manson himself is the high priest of the Church of Satan. And in that interview he said, one of the purposes of his music is to take out the idea of God from people's minds. To take out the idea of God from people's minds. Another thing we find in contemporary music, brothers and sisters, is that it promotes violence and just killing for the sake of killing. If we look at the rapper, he says, "Make way for Krill. I don't play, I swear."
Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Skill. Like I said before to other people, this is my backup channel. Inshallah, I'm going to start a video in about 5 minutes on my original channel, Street Odin TV. This channel was created because Shaitan's TV tried to get my channel shut down because he was talking about Muslims. I made 2 videos about him and they shook him, innit? They both basically refuted his Akida. So what is that if you go over to Street TV, the quality and the video quality is much better, the sound is much better, and it's my main channel. So inshallah, the link is in the chat. Go over there. I'll be starting in about 5 minutes, inshallah. Jazakallah khair, akhi. Assalamu alaikum, Said. How you doing, Said? I'm gonna be I just said to Mr. Seiko that this is my backup channel, ain't it? Because Shaitan's TV tried to close this channel because he was talking about Muslims. So I made 2 videos about his Akida, and about him teaching people to pray to the sun and talking to dead ancestors and so forth. So he tried to shut my original channel down, but it's back up now. So inshallah, if you don't go over there, it's better sound and better quality and so forth. And I'm going to be starting about 5 minutes. I'm going to be starting about 5 minutes. It's going to be about why Muslim vloggers who vlog weekly always sell out, inshallah.
This is the type of music that inflates their ego and makes them feel that they're gangsters. Another thing that we find, brothers and sisters, when it comes to contemporary music of today, that it calls to the rejection of Jannah, that the person doesn't want to go to Jannah. We find the rapper Biggie Smalls in a record called Suicidal Thoughts. He said, "When I die, I want to go to hell. Because I'm a piece of," and he swears, "it ain't hard to tell. It don't make sense going to heaven with the goody goodies dressed in white. I like black Tims and hoodie hoodies." Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. Yeah? Now, it seems funny to us. Because young people, they listen to this music with a beat behind it and they just focus on the lyrics, not what it's saying, the style of the lyrics and the music going together. But they never ask themselves, what is this man saying? What is this person saying? And this is what he's saying. He's saying, "I don't want to go to hell." What does he want? Sorry, he doesn't want to go to heaven. He doesn't want to go to Jannah. Why? Because he likes black Tims. Tims are Timberland shoes and hoodies. Yes? The gangster apparel. The guy's dressing like a gangster. Where he knows going to Jannah, he won't be able to act or dress like a gangster, so he doesn't want to go there. He wants to go to hell instead. And can you imagine, brothers and sisters, a young person listening to this, how it formulates their thoughts? A young person listening to this on their radio, or listen to this on their Walkman, then all of a sudden, bam, in a car accident, and they die listening to this type of music. Is this su'ul khatima or husnul khatima? It's a good end or a bad end? Who says this is a good end to die listening to this music? Raise your hand. Who thinks this is a bad way to die? That is listening to this music and dying. Raise your hand. I think we're almost universal, yes? Another example of rejecting Jannah can be found in a song by a rock group, Metallica. Metallica, they sang, "Devil, take my soul, with diamonds you repay. I don't care for heaven, so don't you look for me to cry, and I will burn in hell from the day I die." Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Who has the strength to say that? Who from amongst us has the strength to say, "Devil, take my soul, with diamonds you repay. I don't care for heaven, so don't look for me to cry, and I will burn in hell till the day I die"? Who has strength to say this except for a shaitan? And I'm not going to, if I was to ask any of us, who has the strength to openly say this? I don't think any of us has the strength to say this. But our young people are listening to these type of lyrics, and it is formulating their thought patterns. Another thing that we find with contemporary music is that it promotes success in this life is only through servitude to the devil. By serving the devil,
Yeah, salam alaikum, Zubair, no problem.
and I'll give some examples. Kanye West,
Yeah, take care, Jala. Salam alaikum, Ibrahim Elmi.
he said, "I sold my soul to the devil. I know it was a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal." So he said, and remember, for those of you who know him, Kanye West's first record was Jesus Walks. Yes? Where he talks about Jesus, Isa, alayhi saving people. Am I right, young brothers? Yes? How did you get from Jesus Walks to "I sold my soul to the devil"? How? How do you make such a jump from the way to save yourself? If you see the video, there's somebody who was drunk, a woman in prostitution, and how do they save themselves? By going towards Jesus. Am I right, young brother? Yes? How do you get from over there to all the way to "I sold my soul to the devil"? So here we have Kanye West telling you, how did he become famous? How did he get money? By selling his soul to the devil. We also have Eminem, another rapper. He said, "If I could go back, I never would have rapped. I sold my soul to the devil, and I'll never get it back." So what? Because of rapping, becoming famous, and selling his soul to the devil, he got money, yes? This is a message sending out.
Yeah, Ibrahim, mashallah, I can't believe someone is watching from Toronto. Jazakallah khair.
He said, I sold my soul to the devil for a chance to kick it and bang. I sold my soul for a chance to kick it and bang. Meaning he sold his soul so he could have a good time, a fun time. So we see, brothers and sisters, clearly. I'm not making it up. It's been recorded. Go to the website and check these lyrics for yourself. There's a clear message to young people. And remember, this is only a sample. This is some of them. I could bring artist after artist and person after person. For example, and we don't talk ill of the dead. Peaches Geldof, who died recently, she joined the OTO. What is the OTO? The OTO is an organization which practices magic that was founded by a man by the name of Aleister Crowley, or Crowley. Aleister Crowley, when he was alive, he was called the wickedest man on earth, because Aleister Crowley was somebody who not only practiced magic, and all different types of magic. We have young ears here, so I can't repeat the things that he said and did. But he practiced magic, and he promoted magic. And he set up his own organization. And Peaches Geldof, before she died, she has a tattoo. O, full stop, T, full stop, O. She joined the organization and encouraged people to join the organization. And so this issue of devil worship is a very serious issue. Another thing that we find, brothers and sisters, in contemporary music, that especially the parents that are here today should be aware of, that it promotes blasphemy. Blasphemy meaning to speak ill or bad about God or religion. And so I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me for repeating these things, because I repeat these things so that parents and people are aware. Kanye West said in the same video clip where he said he sold his soul to the devil, he said, I wonder if God asked Mike how to moonwalk. I'm seeking refuge in Allah. What does this mean? He said he wonders if God asked Michael Jackson how to moonwalk, to teach him how to moonwalk. For somebody who said Jesus saves from a Christian background, how did he get to this stage? Open and clear blasphemy. That God, the creator, the sustainer of the universe and everything in it, asked Michael Jackson how to moonwalk. And I am sure Michael Jackson himself, had he been alive or aware of this statement of Kanye West, he would have denounced him. Because Michael Jackson, his video Thriller, at the beginning he said he doesn't promote the occult and magic. So Michael Jackson himself believed that God had some religion. Actually, Michael Jackson himself would have censored Kanye West for this. We also have an example of a no-rapper by the name of Project, who is a rapper. He said, how dare you in your life walk past me without acknowledging this man is G-O-D. How dare you walk past me without acknowledging, he said, that he is God. Another group called the Poor Righteous Teachers, they're a rap group from the 90s, they said, praises are due to Allah. That's me. So he sees himself as Allah, and we explained that they belong to a group called the Fighting Tradition, which is not Islam, and that these people have the false belief that they, that is, men are God, and they are Allah. A rapper by the name of Rakim. Rakim is a respected rapper. If you were to do a chart of rappers, Rakim will probably come number 2, number 1, number 3, like that. A well-respected rapper. He said in one of his songs, Holy Are You? Rakim Allah is about to reveal the biggest secret in time, men are God. So he said in this record that men, humans are God. And this is what young people are listening to. Repeat it and believe it. What did Kanye West say? He said, I sold my soul to the devil. I know it was a crappy deal. Or I knew it was a crappy deal. However, it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal. I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. It came with a few toys like a Happy Meal. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me for repeating these things, because I repeat these things so that parents and people are aware. Kanye West said in the same video clip where he said he sold his soul to the devil, he said, I wonder if God Ask Mike how to moonwalk.
I wonder if God asked Mike how to moonwalk.
I will seek refuge in Allah. What does this mean? He said he wonders if God asked Michael Jackson how to moonwalk, to teach him how to moonwalk. For somebody who's from a Christian background, how did he get to this stage? Open and clear blasphemy. That God, the creator, the sustainer of the universe and everything in it, asked Michael Jackson how to moonwalk.
If someone comes up and says something like, I am a God, everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was. A God. I just told you. That's who I think I am.
In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. Say, He is Allah, who is one. Allah, the eternal refuge. He neither begets nor is born. Nor is there to him any equivalent. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful.
الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم.
Allah, there is no deity except Him, the ever-living, the sustainer of all existence.
لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم.
Neither drowsiness overtakes him nor sleep.
له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض.
To him belongs whatever is in heaven.
من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه.
Who is it that can intercede with him except by his permission?
يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء.
He knows what is before them and what will be after them. And there is nothing of his knowledge except for what he wills.
وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض.
His kursi extends over the heavens and the earth.
ولا يئوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.
And their preservation tires him not. And he is the Most High, the Most Great.
Empower yourself. You don't need to do it yourself. Halfway, take a 2 steps back. You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Okay, okay. Gonna be starting in just a second. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum to everyone who's watching, and welcome to the non-Muslim if there's any watching. Okay, basically, I'm shooting this for my channel, Street Aldine TV. That's my main channel on Facebook, on YouTube. I have another channel called Street Aldine. That was a backup channel. But my main channel is Street Aldine TV, no gaps. Just type Street Aldine TV, and that's where it's shooting from. So if you're on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and I'm not looking directly into your camera, that's because I'm looking into the camera that's on YouTube, and it's not neglecting you or not acknowledging you're there, but it's just I can only look into one camera specifically. So if you want to watch it from the main source, it's going to be Street Aldine TV, Street or Dean, DEEN TV, and no gaps, and you can watch it from there, and the video will be up there as well. So it's not, if I'm talking and I'm looking at directly, it's because I've got Facebook going, Instagram going, and Twitter, stroke Periscope going at the same time. So let me start, inshallah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum, like I said, and welcome to any non-Muslims that are watching. Anyone who wants to leave any messages or questions or anything, just leave them. I'm going to chat, say what I've got to say, and then after I'll go through them. I'll go through the messages and so forth from all the different platforms. But I just want to say something first, and then inshallah, I'll go through your questions and so forth. And don't worry, because I know it might be late in England or wherever you're watching from. On YouTube, the video is going to be up there. So even if you can't wait to see your question answered or so forth, you can always watch the video later on. Yeah. So yeah. So basically, let me start. 1 second. Cool. So yeah, so basically today I wanted to talk about Muslim vloggers, and the reason why I want to talk about this, because I don't know if you're aware, but on YouTube, two of the biggest YouTubers are Muslim. One's named Fousey Tube, and the other one's named Adam Saleh. And these brothers, they do vlogs. But what's happened recently, this brother Fousey Tube, he left Islam, and he came back. He was supposed to have come back. The other brother, Adam Saleh, must have took him to a masjid and so forth. And he came back to the deen, and so forth. But the thing is, to be honest with you, is that I don't know, he left Islam for a little while and then he came back. But the whole thing is that you can't really, if you understand why you become a Muslim, if you understand why you become Muslim, emotional things, emotional things. I'm just gonna put the chat on hold on. Yeah, if you become Muslim and you learn Tawheed and its 3 categories and so forth, and then Aqidah, emotional problems in your life, do not remove that knowledge from your head. So if someone was born Muslim, they've been Muslim all their life, and then things go wrong in their life and so forth. If you understand Qadar, and predestination and certain things, when times get bad, you don't leave Islam and then come back. Because I don't think how someone can leave Islam, be Muslim all their life, can leave Islam, and then come back after like a couple of weeks and so forth. You know what I'm saying, and so forth. It doesn't really make sense. But the point is this: the brother, I'll say the brother Fousey Tube, we're not making takfir of him, because even if people do actions of shirk or certain things that go against the deen, there's excuse, ignorance. Sometimes anger, like people might say statements of shirk, and they could be ignorant, or they could just be angry and so forth. And someone needs to sit down and explain. And a lot of Muslims, they grow up in a cultured family. They don't actually grow up. They grow up in a cultured family. So most Muslims, they grow up in a family who they celebrate Ramadan and Eid because every other Muslims are doing it. They take part in they do certain things, but they're not taught behind it. It's like a lot of it is robotic. You see what I'm saying? So you'll find a lot of people, if you ask a Muslim child, did your parents sit you down and explain to you why Islam was the truth? Like, did they tell you why Buddhism isn't true? Did they tell you why, I don't know, Judaism or Christianity isn't the truth? Because everyone who's born into a family believes that their religion is the right way. So most Muslims and so forth, it's kind of, you're born into a Muslim family, you fast during Ramadan because everyone else is fasting during Ramadan, you celebrate Eid because everyone else is celebrating Eid. But if you ask them why is Islam the haq in detail, they don't really know. And even when you look at Muslim weddings, when you look at Muslim celebrations like Eid and wedding stuff, like it's not even, a lot of it's not Islamic. They got like music playing, they've got like free mixing playing, they've got a lot of cultural things that might have bitter in it. Even you see Muslims that own shops, whether they be restaurants or they be fast food joints or shops. You see around Christmas, they put Christmas decorations up. You know what I'm saying? And they say so a lot of it is just cultural. But the whole point is that this brother Fousey Tube, it's like unfortunately he's going through a big, massive depression. And it's like it seems like in front of our eyes, he's just like losing all sense of who he is. He says he's gonna make the biggest song. He's gonna meet Drake. A million people are gonna watch his song or something. He's gonna have the biggest videos and all this kind of stuff. And then he starts crying. And then it's like, I don't know, he starts getting tattoos and then regrets it. And it's like, subhanAllah. This guy is a Muslim. I know he doesn't have much knowledge, but you have a Muslim on the World Wide Web, who is basically losing his mind and everyone's watching. And even non-Muslims are watching and thinking, this guy is messed up. But I think the problem is that this vlogging thing is fake. And the reason why every Muslim who's a weekly vlogger, like there's another brother called Adam Saleh, yeah, and this guy, he's Yemeni, yeah, but he's obviously been raised in America. We went there when he was small, you know. Now, the whole thing is that his life is not very Islamic. And now he's decided to be a rapper. He's got videos, girls in bikini, you know, girls are licking his face. He's in bed with girls and like in the video, like. So what I'm trying to say is the thing about vlogging is this: the reason why the reason why I titled this, why every Muslim who vlogs weekly will sell out is because of this. When you vlog your life, yeah, if you're a normal Muslim and you vlog your life, yeah, or if you're just a normal person and you're living your life, yeah, life is very repetitive. So, for example, if you go to school, college, you go to school, college, you come back, you have something to eat, you do your homework, and like we're all in routines, whether we're going to school, college, or uni, or we're working, yeah, or we have our own business. Life is normally just repetitive, yeah. So what happens if you want to get viewers, yeah, you can't just vlog your normal life. People are not going to be interested if you just say I went to school, I studied so forth, you know. I had a break at school. We ate such and such. I came home from school or whatever, or college and stuff. I had this to eat, and then you know I did my homework and I chatted with some of my friends, and you know I watched some documentaries, whatever it is. Yeah, people are not gonna find that exciting. It's like if a man says that I'll drop my kids to school, or my wife dropped the kids to school. I went to work, whatever. I came back, spent the little time with my kids and so forth. Done some work I had to finish from work. Spent some time with my wife, talked to my wife about babies. Like, people are not gonna watch that. So what you have to do, and there's other people vlogging as well, you have to exaggerate things. So what happens is that you can't just tell your normal life. Now, as I was just saying, as us as Muslims, when we vlog our normal life, to us we're happy because alhamdulillah it's our life, yeah. And even as a Muslim, like you don't have as much this deen is protects you from a lot of things. So certain things like raving and clubbing and all these things you don't do, you still have like something called sakina, happiness, because you're obeying your Lord, yeah. So the whole thing is that when a Muslim prays, say, like a Muslim life is, he wakes up, he prays, you know, he works, or he goes to college or uni or school, whatever. He does whatever he's doing stuff. He's happy. He's got his own little hobbies, and that differs from person to person. We're happy because how can I say it? Because it's our life. We enjoy being Muslim. We know this life is also a test, and we're waiting to get to Jannah. But I'm saying if you're a Muslim now and your thing is to be big on YouTube, yeah, and you're not making your videos for practicing people, you're making it for Muslims that don't practice, and you're making it for non-Muslims. You have to do things that they find interesting. So you can't just say I prayed, you know what I'm saying, or I fasted today, or you know what I'm saying, I didn't disobey Allah today and that made me happy. They don't care about it. So you have to exaggerate and you have to do the things that they like. So for example, you'll find that each one of these Muslim vloggers, they all have a girlfriend. Why? Because it's going to be boring if you don't have a girlfriend. You've got to have a girlfriend. Even though zina is a major sin, all of these vloggers, they have girlfriend or boyfriends, you know, because there's two sisters as well who are big in this vlogging thing as well. No hijab, makeup, you know, doing hair tutorials, you know, makeup tutorials, boyfriend tag and all this kind of stuff. Why? The reason why is you can't just say I went to work, I went to my business, you know what I'm saying, I went to school and so forth and studied and this, that, and came home and did my homework, had something to eat. Why? People are not interested in that. They don't give a damn about that. Yeah. So the whole thing is that the whole thing is at the end of the day, you have to exaggerate. Yeah. So what you're gonna do is, and another thing you notice with these vloggers, all of them, they have music in their videos. So at the start starts off with music, and we know music is a major sin. You know, there's no difference of opinions. There's difference opinion between those who who no one want to follow the Quran and Sunnah, and those who want to follow, those who follow the Quran and Sunnah, and those who want to follow the desires. The Prophet said, a group of my Omar will try and make music, zina, and alcohol halal. Yeah, so the whole point is what I'm trying to say to you is that all of these vloggers at the beginning of their video, they have music. You see what I'm saying? Why you got to do whatever keeps the people interested. Yeah, so you got to have music playing. Yeah, then they either got a girlfriend or they broke up from a girlfriend, or they're seeing someone they're dating, which is haram and Islam, and so forth. You know, and what happens is that if you want to win this vlogging competition, or you want to be the biggest vlogger out there, you have to keep on exaggerating. So what they do is that, like I said, they can't say these boys are both Muslims, and any Muslim who vlogs weekly, yeah, and is always showing you their life, they have to exaggerate it, because if they just said I went to school, or I went to college, or I went to work, or I went to my business, all these things are very repetitive, and people are not going to watch that. So they have to do outlandish things. So in their thumbnail, they start to introduce girls in there, you know, having girls massaging them, you know, being in bed with certain girls, you know what I'm saying, doing music videos with girls in bikinis and underwear and stuff like that, you know. Going to a shop and buying things in your underwear, like Adam Saleh and so forth. So you're going to lose your deen, because you can't just talk about your normal life. 2, you have to exaggerate. You have to make your life look shocking, yeah, or outstanding for people to watch. Yeah. So the whole thing is that what you'll find is that these brothers, you know, first they started off, you know, just doing like Islamic things, praying in public, you know, showing themselves going on Hajj, you know, I don't know, you know, maybe going Jummah and so forth. And now what they're doing, they're in music videos, they got girlfriends, you know, they want to be rappers and so forth. So the whole thing is that they're bound to sell out. And what the problem is with this is that if you look at most of these people audiences, their audience are mainly young girls, and unfortunately young Muslim girls, hijabis. Yeah. And what's a shame is that because these brothers sometimes show themselves praying in the street, sometimes they show themselves wearing thobe or going Jummah or going on Hajj, the way the young people look at them is like this. They say, okay, well, these brothers, they do Hajj, yeah, they do good and bad, you know what I'm saying? So what I'll do is I'll watch them, yeah, I'll watch them, and I'll take the good and leave the bad. But the fact of the reality is, for every one good thing you learn of them, yeah, you learn 10 bad things. So you watch them go on Hajj, and then after they finish Hajj, he's back with his girlfriend. Then he's in a club. Then he's, you know what I'm saying, smoking. Then he's, you know what I'm saying, in a shisha cafe. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is that what happens is at the end of the day, the Muslim youth, they get, how can I say, tricked, yeah, into they get tricked to thinking that these guys are that bad. Yeah, he's got a girlfriend. Yeah, he's naked half the time. Yeah, he's a singer and he's got naked women in his videos. But you know, when he went on Hajj, you know, that was very breathtaking. When he prayed in public and so forth, that was moving as well. So what happens is that the madness that they're doing starts to become acceptable. Yeah. Another thing these people do is something called pranks. Yeah. And so, like, I'm sure you know what pranks are, when they do something to shock someone or so forth. Yeah. It turns into a lie, because after you've, like, most of the time it includes pranking their parents. But the thing is this, if you prank your parents like 3 times or 5 times, like, I don't know, you get a fake tattoo, or you pretend you're drinking alcohol, yeah, and so forth, and you shock them. After the 5th time, it becomes a lie, because you can't keep on shocking your parents. So either you're lying, so they must be lying too. You can't keep on shocking your parents. I'm drinking alcohol, you know, and then when your father sees you drinking alcohol, he loses it. And then what happens? You say, it's a joke, there's the camera, it's a prank. Yeah. You can't do that like 20 times, because after the first 3 times, yeah, or you told your father, you know what I'm saying, you got a girl pregnant, how many times you gonna prank them until in real life, if you prank your mum or dad like 3 times or 5 times, after that, every time you told them something shocking, or every time you told them you're doing something crazy, they walking in and see you doing something crazy or looks crazy, they're gonna know it's a prank. So either your parents have become nice too, yeah, because you've done over like 20, 30 pranks with your parents. Either they're pretending that they're shocked and so forth, and you've told them like, look, we're gonna do this all stuff because you're making millions and so forth. Now that you got your parents involved. So the whole thing is that this whole vlogging thing is gonna lead you to sell out, and it's gonna lead you to just basically like lose your deen slowly. You know what I'm saying? When I say lose your deen, I'm not saying it's gonna make you leave Islam, but it's gonna make you lose all your principles. You know, this is another thing I want to talk about. Sometimes you find Islamic couples. Like there's 2 couples now that do like Instagram videos and YouTube videos and this, that, and the other and so forth. One of them recently, you know, this Drake challenge that went around, you know, where people in the car, and then what happens is that they're singing some tune and they get out of the car and start dancing. You know, if you have Instagram, it was all over the front page. Now, the whole thing is that this brother, there's a brother and a sister, I don't know their names, but the one's a reciter and the wife wears niqab. So what happens is that they did the thing, yeah. They basically was singing the words and this, that, and the other and so forth, and it was sad because you know, it's like all the non-Muslims within this channel, within this brother with a big beard and this niqabi sister, they copied the exact same thing, and it just shows you that look, that we as Muslims are trying so hard to fit in and copy everyone to show we're not believers. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, yes, the non-Muslims, they have rights. You should treat them. You should not disrespect them. This, that, and the other, and so forth. But at the end of the day, we're not ashamed that we're believers. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to show that everything that you do, we do, because as believers, there's not everything that they do we agree with. You know, but it doesn't mean we have to show them disrespect. Yeah, disrespect them. Yeah. But the thing is, that when Muslim families vlog their life, yeah, or when they vlog like weekly, it becomes fake and it becomes a lie, because the reality is that every couple, married couple, they have agreements and disagreements. Yeah, even the Prophet, you know, and Aisha, they had disagreements. You know, so the whole thing is that the day when you portray that married life is just perfect, and you see this Islamic couple, the husband is a beautiful reciter, and the wife, mashallah, she covers up and she wears niqab, which is good, and alhamdulillah, but everything is good. They're always joking, they're always, smiling and joking, they're always like doing something religious and this, that, and that. The problem is that, especially sisters, when they watch these couples and they think everything is perfect in their life, which is not the truth with any marriage. Yeah, everything is perfect. You know, I'm gonna marry a brother who's an excellent reciter. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna be laughing and joking all the time together, and everything's gonna be perfect in life. When sisters have this concept in their head that when they get married, it's gonna be like that. Yes, marriage should be fun. You should enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? You should be in love. You should be excited. You know what I'm saying? And so forth. Even years after being married and so forth. And marriage can be like, but the whole thing is that to show that all the time it's only good, you give people a false impression. And what happens is when sisters see these couples, and then what happens, they get married, and their marriage is not like that. You know what I'm saying? And everything is not always smiling and laughter and so forth. Then they think, wait a minute, what's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? Why can't I have a marriage like that person on TV or that person on TV? Let me give you an example. These people are always showing like them laughing and joking together, and one reciting Quran, and they're always doing Islamic acts, and that's good. But the reality is of the situation, there's many times when they had disagreements, but they don't record it and put it on TV. You know, and I'm not talking about big arguments where you nearly divorce it out. I'm talking about saying couples in general, they have disagreements and they have arguments. This is just natural. Yeah, But there's many times when they have arguments and disagreements, yeah, or they've had something's gone wrong, and they haven't filmed it and haven't recorded it and uploaded it on YouTube. So what is that you're presenting, and before you press record on the camera, yeah, I don't know, you're choosing to record something that's good, but there's times, yeah, when bad things happen or disagreements happen, or you haven't done what you're supposed to do, or she hasn't done what she's supposed to do, and you haven't recorded it, so it gives this fake outlook on marriage. So the whole thing is that, look, at the end of the day, this whole vlogging thing, and Muslims vlogging their life, is very dangerous, because you give that the perception that your life is all beautiful, you never have any problems, you never have any disagreements, and basically what it is that you start, because you want to be, because you want people to watch you, what you're going to start doing is you're going to start exaggerating your life, you know what I'm saying, and so forth. And not only exaggerating your life, doing stuff that is haram. So you're not just going to show that you go to work, you're not just going to show that you're studying at college or uni and so forth, you're going to start to exaggerate. And that happens with you now putting yourself naked, because you need to get views now. So what you're going to do is put yourself naked in the thumbnail, in the little picture you see before you click on a video on YouTube, or you're going to have a girl in a bikini. That's what I'm saying with these brothers. It's got to the stage where, like, Fousey Tube is doing things like having a hot, doing a, hot tub challenge with a girl in a bikini, like sharing a hot tub with her. Adam Saleh is doing things like in Primark or Zara or one of these shops, going into the changing room, coming out in his boxer shorts and just going up to the counter and buying something. Like, come on, these are Muslim boys that both of them were born in the Middle East, as far as I know, and they came here as young, but their parents are traditionally Muslim parents. You know what I'm saying? Their moms wear hijab and this, that, and the other, and so forth. But to get views, you have to exaggerate. So the whole thing is you have to sell your soul more and more. All of them now are into music. I want to do music videos, And what's sad is that everyone in the vlogging community pretends they're friends. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because recently Adam Saleh, I don't follow him, I'm not subscribed to him or anything. He did a video which come up in the suggestions, and he said that I'm exposing Fousey Tube, for what he's really like. And these people were always presented to the public like they're friends and they're tight and they're close and they like they're best buddies and stuff. And now they're just putting each other's dirty out in public. He does this and he does that and so forth, So the whole point is that what's sad as well is that there's so many parents. I remember Adam Saleh, he came to London, and I'm not exaggerating, and like hundreds of like young hijabi girls, are chasing him down. Like, he closed down the whole of bloody West London. Like, the police had to come and get him out. Like, they were chasing him and screaming after him and crying after him. And I was thinking, what? It's a power. This is like young hijabi girls. It's like they have no clue why they're wearing a hijab. And their parents, I don't know if they have any clue what they're watching or if they know who Adam Saleh or Fousey Tube or all these people are. That you got young hijabis, they got mad crashing, like screaming and crying. They actually was running after him and knocked down an old lady. Wallahi, lads and Samir that all hearing Al Basir that all seen. This happened. So the whole point I was trying to say is that's just, if you're a parent, check what your children are watching. Check, if they're Muslim, you find out, try and find out, especially if they're very young, who are they watching, what Muslim people are they watching, because just because they're watching Muslims, it doesn't mean it's good for their deen. So the whole point is that they, try and give them alternatives, to if they're watching Adam Saleh or Fousey YouTubers, try and find, young brothers in that dawah and so forth, who basically have the right Aqidah, following Quran and Sunnah and so forth, and make the deen interesting, because there's brothers out there like that and so forth. So that was it. There's a few things I wanted also to mention, and I'm going to read for your messages afterwards. I just want to make sure I've got everything out, because it's really sad. This brother Fousey Tube is the the brother Fousey YouTube is actually going through depression and all the worst types of madness you could think mentally a person's going through, he's going through. And it's just sad that he's doing it openly on YouTube. And these people, like they promote that they're Muslims as well. You know, they promote that they, you know, sometimes pray and stuff like that. And how is it possible that a Muslim, could be having the worst, like, be suffering from, into like all the main problems, you know what I'm saying? Like all the main problems, you know what I'm saying? And we have the blessed religion of haq and truth. Like I know as a convert and so forth, like to Islam or convert either or this, that, and so forth. That the reason why that he's in the situation is because he's chasing dunya, and when you chase dunya, it will never be enough for you. You know what I'm saying? He's a millionaire. Adam Saleh is a millionaire and stuff, and the fact that you know that he's going out crazy and he still wants to have the biggest song out there and the biggest hits. Come on, man, it's crazy. But yeah, so I'm gonna read through the questions and statement. I just want to make sure there's nothing I missed. Where is it? Yeah, also I would like to say that if Fousey is watching this or Adam Saleh get to ever watch this thing, I would just say, look, you guys have got close to 1 million subscribers, or over half of a million subscribers easily, like on your channels. So the whole thing is you all know smoking is haram, you know all drinking is haram, you all know music is haram. Just think about it. If you upload a video of you smoking, drinking, or with music on, that, I don't know, 800,000 subscribers you got, or 500,000 subscribers, or whatever you got. That's how 500,000 sins. Or potential sins, because whoever sees it or whoever watches it, you get sin for it. If you're like, how can I say, you're smoking, or you're drinking, or you're in bed with a girl, or you're singing music videos, depending on how many people see that out of your 800,000, you know what I'm saying, subscribers, or 500,000 subscribers, that's a sin for every person that sees it or hears it. You know what I'm saying? So think Yom Kiyama, Day of Judgment. Forget. We got our own lives to deal with, and we're gonna be judged about every atom's way of good we did and every atom's way of bad we do, But I'm thinking about after you've done with your life, you have to answer for other people's lives. The Prophet said, all of my ummah will be forgiven except those who broadcast their sins. So we've got enough to do with our own sins and our own shortcomings, let alone affecting other people and lowering other people's iman. So let me see if there's anything. Cool, So I think that's it. That's it. So basically that's it. anyone that's thinking about, any brothers or sisters thinking about to go into vlogging and stuff like that, I just say to you, think of something else to do. Because if you start to be vlogging, you have to compete with other vloggers. And if you tell the truth and just, life is very repetitive. Whether you're working, you're going to school, college, or university, or you run your own business, life is quite repetitive. You know what I'm saying? And then the worst thing to do, is try and make your life, is trying to show people your life and make it something it's not. And if you're going to be competing with people like Adam Saleh and Fousey Tube and stuff like this and so forth, you're going to have to do more entertaining things than they are, and it means you're gonna have to sell out your team. You're gonna have to be naked. You're gonna have to have a girlfriend. You're gonna have to lie in your thumbnails. You're gonna have to have indecent thumbnails and stuff like that. It's just not worth it, inshallah. So just try and avoid it, inshallah. And jazakallah khair for watching. Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, I'm just going to be looking for your message, so give me a second, to get through them. And cool. Okay, yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Is it Dennis? Assalamu for Twitter. Hold on. Wait, YouTube Live. I know there's quite a few of you. YouTube on my Street on T channel. I know there's quite a lot of you. Give me a second. I'm gonna get through to you. Okay, on Facebook, Abdul Haq. Assalamu alaikum, Khalid Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum, Jack Jones. Assalamu alaikum, Coach Colors. Assalamu alaikum. Good to see Coach Colors, man. Hamza, Afra Siddiq, Assalamu alaikum, Mohammed Ahmed, K Malik, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so let me go to the top of the YouTube comments. So like I said, this will be out on YouTube Street or TV. Okay, so I don't know why this early, Aki. Why this early? The reason why is because, bro, I'm a brother who works, you know what I'm saying? And I come home late, this project is done outside of my work hours. So came home, had something to eat. I'm doing it now. Story of our lives, Assalamu alaikum. XS, okay. Alright, so questions. If there's any questions, send them through. Okay. It's about, I blame greed, not anger. I think it's a mixture of the both, but Allahu Alam. I don't think Fousey really understands Islam deeply. I think he grew up with cultured parents, so the whole thing is that when he has certain tests and so forth, he gets emotional and then starts blaming, I don't know, Allah or whatever. But he just, I don't think he's ever sat down and studied Tawheed or Aqidah or anything. So it's like culture Islam. Grow up in a Muslim family, that's why it's the truth. But that's not sufficient, because if you grow up in a Christian family, you're going to think that's the truth. You can't have emotional reasons for why you believe that Islam is the haqq. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, Ameriki Salafi. Okay, the ultimate. Yeah, the ultimate example is exactly. Muslim Vogue, right? Exactly. That's an excellent answer. America's Salafi. Yeah, Muslim Vogue guy was a guy. And he first came on and he seemed like hardcore, like on the deen and this, that, and the other. And he was refuting people left, right, and center, left, right, and center, left, right, and center. And he was like just 24/7. That's all he did. That's all he did for years and years and years and years and years. And he was a very angry person. And Subhanallah, he apostated. Now he's one of the biggest haters on the deen. He spends his whole life now just trying to destroy the deen, you know. But this guy, like I said, you have to learn Tawheed. It's 3 categories in detail and Akida as well properly. You know what I'm saying? He was angry, so subhanallah. Assalamu alaikum, story of our lives. Ameen, American Safi. Number low. Yeah, they're sending out a mixed message to youth. Yes, of course. Of course. It's confused. Like, that's what I'm saying. They give the false perception that they're moderate guys because they do good, like praying in the streets and so forth. Like, one time they did a fake prank where they showed they got their friends together and they got their friend to dress up like a policeman and they was wearing phobe. They're walking through the street wearing phobe and they got their friend to pretend he was a policeman, but you thought he was a real policeman. The way they filmed it, they tried to make him look like a real policeman and he's asking where are you going dressed like that, and you know what I'm saying, you know, terrorists dressed like that and so forth. And you know, this video got thousands of views. Then someone exposed them. I don't know if it's a police officer or something who said that that uniform is not correct or something. They got exposed, you know. So some of these pranks are not even. That's what I'm saying. You have to lie. So yeah. But people, what's happening is that people are watching it and saying, "Well, these guys are not that bad. They do good, bad, good and bad. So what I'll do is I'll watch them. I'll take the good and leave the bad." So they do pray in public, you know, they go Jummah, you know, and so they do Hajj, you know, but they also go nightclub. They also, you know, sometimes in bed with a girl or in a bath with a girl, you know what I'm saying? Smoke, that's the bad. I'll leave it. But the thing is that in reality, their subscribers watch all of their videos. You see what I'm saying? And they're only going on Hajj, like, you know, once every few years, or you know what I'm saying, praying in public. Like the good deeds are very, very rare compared to the vast majority of their things. But it gives the perception they do good and bad. So I'll watch it. You know, I'll watch them and take the good and take the bad. But that's not what Ham says. You end up watching most of their videos. You know? Yeah. So he said something. I think it's actually the hijabi makeup. No, I agree with you. But the thing is this, yeah, I agree with you. The hijabi makeup girls, they have a bad effect on sisters and this, that, and the other, and so forth. Yeah, that's true. There's no denying that. The thing is that they have crushes on these boys. The problem is when these boys is that when they see in public and they're hijabis, that's what I'm saying. Their parents hasn't told them what hijab means. Because as a Muslim girl and this, that, and the other, so forth, you know what I'm saying, and so forth, to start seeing another man and start screaming and crying and this, that, and the other, like he's like how it's like the non-Muslim girls and Michael Jackson, or I don't even know who the singers are nowadays, yeah, the so forth, but whichever these young singers and stuff like that, you know how the girls scream and cry at their concerts and this, that's how they are with them. So yeah, you know, in public when they see these girls, they're gonna get excited and stuff if they see their biggest hijabi YouTube and stuff and so forth. But the whole problem with these is when these girls see these boys in public and so forth, they start chasing them and stuff and crying and all that. And this is just crazy. Not only that, is that because the sisters are such fans of them, they do like. I would say like 70 or 80% of their audience are hijabi sisters and stuff like that, so forth. So they're the ones supporting. They're the ones supporting them. They're the ones that are making the channel get bigger and so forth. So it's just a fitna. And may Allah educate the sisters to have self-worth and self-respect and know that, you know what I'm saying, that you're not a cheap person. You don't see. We're not like it's not like we don't have like these boy bands, and that's one of the problem of all this nasheed stuff and all this. What is it? Nasheed's environment and what is it? Music and all this crap. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's just messed up. But yeah, the hijabi makeup girls, yeah, that's a whole different subject. One day I'll do it on it, a video on it, and they're both bad. None of them, they're both problems. Weak mindedness, man. That's the case with most social bros. What do you think about YouTube in general? What do you think about YouTube? It depends. It depends, man. It depends. There's young brothers that, for their age, you know, they can benefit people, you know. And there's young people that the camera just gets to them, and then they just lose it. 1 minute they start off doing down and this, that, and the other, and the next thing, you know, they're just on something else. Like I said, on Instagram, like there's brothers that started off doing dawah, and they mainly do dawah. The next thing you know, they're uploading themselves work, like, and they know that there's sisters that follow them, imam sisters, and to learn like deen and akida and this, that, and the other. So like that's what they do. They mainly do that, and then the next thing you know, they're uploading videos like flexing their muscle and working out. You know what I'm saying? Doing press ups and, you know, working out in a gym, or uploading videos, you know, with no top on and stuff like that and so forth. So some people, they start off with a good intention, you know, they get a bit of a following, and then they just, you know what I'm saying, do it. Or they do videos like giving down tight vests and stuff like that. So the whole thing is that it depends. It depends on the individual and so forth. I mean, may Allah guide Adam Fousey. Yeah, may Allah guide them and guide us. I mean. The question about women doing videos and stuff like that and so forth. See, the whole thing is, the general thing is generally no, sisters should be on YouTube and this, that, and the other because of fitna and this, that, and the other. But then there's an issue. There's sisters are watching sisters already, yeah, on YouTube, and they're watching the wrong sisters. They're watching that hijabis and this, that, and the other. So if they had like a sister, female of knowledge, student of knowledge and stuff like that. For example, one of the greatest scholars of our time, Sheikh Mukbil, he has a daughter who's like a strong student of knowledge. I think her name's Abdullah. Yeah, she done a book, I think it's called Advice to My Sisters or something like that, or the advice to something like that or so forth. See, because the sisters are already watching women on TV, on YouTube and stuff. So if there was a student of knowledge, you know what I'm saying, in the club or something, or, you know, doing lessons, something for sisters only and so forth, and it was she made it clear it's a sisters only channel. I don't, you know, you'd have to ask someone of knowledge and so forth about that, but, you know, they're already watching sisters that are mashup. I bet if you take the top 10 women sisters that are on that young Muslim girls watch on thing, they're all gonna be makeup artists. They're all gonna be makeup artists, or, you know, hijab tutor sisters. So we're saying it's better to stay away from it if you want to be a good role model. So they say it's better. It depends. If you're a brother, you know that by doing videos and stuff like that, it's going to cause more fitna from you and this, that, and the other. Because the problem is the thing is this shit. When you do dawah, you do dawah, default, regardless, when you do the dawah and stuff like that, you get sisters inbox you. Because why? Some sisters, when you're involved in dawah, sisters inbox you. The reason why they inbox you is because some sisters some sisters sincerely want, some sisters sincerely want a good practicing brother, So they watch brothers giving down on YouTube and stuff like that, and they think, look, the brother looks like he boosts my man. He makes me fear Allah. He makes me he teaches me stuff. So if the brother's single, if he ain't, even if he ain't single, I'm gonna inbox him and see what goes on this time. But then you want sisters who you have sisters that just basically want to marry a brother because he's famous. Yeah, so she can say, I'm married to such and such brother who and And the thing is the problem is that one, just because a brother is good, articulate, and he's inspirational on YouTube, doesn't mean that he has lots of ibadah. Just because you see a brother who's giving dawah, like, for example, myself, I try and avoid the major sins in this area, but I'm not a mu'min. Mu'min, you know what I'm saying? There's lots of things I want to do that I haven't achieved yet. Inshallah, one day I'll worship Allah with ihsan. If ihsan, is to worship Allah like you see him, even though you don't, but he know that he sees you. It's from the hadith of the Jibril. Look at the hadith of Jibril. Just type it into where's it? Just type it into Google, read the hadith of Jibril. It's an excellent hadith. It's got so much benefit, and it says the top level of worshiping Allah is ihsan, like worshiping Allah like you see him, even though you don't, and he sees you, and so forth. But the whole thing is that a lot of people think, and sisters think, they think that because a brother's got a YouTube channel and he does dawah, always good at explaining things, or that he teaches you stuff. They think, and sometimes it could be the brother's fault if he gives that perception off, if he comes across like some big alim or some big sheikh and this, that, and the other, and so forth, and he's always trying to make it seem like he's like someone who's really knowledgeable, that's his fault. You see what I'm saying? And so forth. But some sisters think because the brother does YouTube videos a lot and can speak eloquently or articulately, that he has lots of ibadah. It's not always true, and so forth. So sometimes they will get married to the brother, this, that, and the other, and it might not go down, but it might not go really up either, and so forth. So the whole thing is that it has to be the brother's boy. If the brother knows that women are big fitna for him, in that I don't know, he's because generally men are weak and women are weak, but if he just knows that it's gonna, what I'm saying, that he can't control himself around women or something, if he gives an inbox, what I'm saying, and so forth, from a sister and stuff, it can go left, and it's just best to leave it. It's just everyone knows their own situation and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And if you give off a perception that you're something more than you're not, because the problem with and this is a whole different subject, but I'll do a video about it. The problem is that, see, when I first became Muslim, Sheikh Al-Albani was alive, Sheikh bin Baz was alive, Sheikh Mukbul was alive, Sheikh Uthaymeen was alive, and in them times there wasn't social media, so the thing was this, you could tell the difference between an alim, a student of knowledge, and a speaker, so the whole thing is that give me a second, I'm gonna look for your statements in a second. Give me a second. I just want to answer this. But like when I converted, we had of this generation, there was more, but like the main known big ulama were like Sheikh bin Baz, Sheikh Al-Albani, Sheikh Uthaymeen, and Sheikh Mukbul. There was others. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're the only four, but there was no social media. There was no, so there was only two ways that you had knowledge generally. It was tapes, and it was books, translated books, and there was some like DVDs and stuff or videos and stuff like that, but they were very rare. But they could tell the difference between a scholar, a student of knowledge, and a speaker, because the scholars, when they would talk, like 90 to 95% of it was Qala Rasulullah, you know what I'm saying? So it was like 90% ayats and hadith when the scholar was speaking. Yeah. Then with a student of knowledge, it was like 50-50. Yeah. So like what you would have is like the student of knowledge, it would be, how could I say, it would be like 50% his speech, yeah, and 50%, and saying like like hadiths and this, that, and the other. And the speaker was generally his speech, but it would be based like on a saying of the Prophet, yeah, or what is it, a verse of Quran. So the whole thing is that, but now this time, look, anybody, a person can convert to Islam tomorrow, yeah, and go around telling his convert story, yeah, and it might be a powerful convert story, and he will get invited to lots of colleges, lots of universities telling his story, and people will start calling him Sheikh. Now, the term Sheikh either means a knowledgeable person or an old person, yeah, but anyone who speaks a lot or is to consistently does videos or lectures and stuff is known as a sheikh in this country. You know what I'm saying? In England and the West, even if he doesn't know Arabic. So the whole thing is that everyone is a sheikh, So the problem is that, people who are not that knowledgeable get made to look knowledgeable. Another thing, the problem is that there's a difference between imam boosters, yeah, and teaching people deen. So, for example, the scholars, when I first converted to Islam and stuff, the scholars and so forth did things called Akida sets. So they were in Arabic. So what Akida sets are like, they will teach you like different details of the deen. So, for example, it teach you things about Allah, like where is Allah, what is Allah, you know what I'm saying, what Allah isn't. For example, the angels, what they're made of, what they do they have free will, do they not have free will, what is Iman, is it stay at the same level, does it increase, does it decrease, what is the speech of Allah, is it created, is it not created, yeah, it's not created, like they used to go through these books, of from the Saleh and so forth, and explain what from the Prophet's time, onwards, they used to believe about certain things. How they used to believe in, Allah. How they used to believe in the angels. How they used to believe in a prophet. What's the difference between a prophet and a messenger, and so forth. So the whole thing is that, like, basically, there's a difference between like imam boosters and stuff like that, and actually teaching people the deen. For example, if you ask the Muslims nowadays, where's Allah, the vast majority of Muslims say that Allah is everywhere. Why? Because their parents never sat them down and taught them where Allah is. Allah is above the creation. But this is to be taught, and if so there's a big difference anyway. I hope I'm not going on too much. I hope I haven't. I hope I've answered your question, inshallah. But what I'm trying to say is that if a young person should take their own situation into consideration, and everyone knows, what their lane is, and don't come out of your lane, because you might crash if you do. Hold on a sec. Give me a second, guys. Muslim vloggers are worse. Okay. Sisters think they know. Sisters, they think they know because they watch their vlogs but have no idea. So sisters sometimes get caught up in feelings. So women are. If they married him, he would raise their iman, and he would, maybe they got low iman themselves, or maybe they ain't got low iman, but they would just want someone to inspire them, and they think he's a good brother and this, that, ever. But one thing you have to understand: one, there's many other sisters inboxing him as well, yeah. And two, just because someone is eloquent or articulate and can explain the deen, it doesn't mean they have lots of ibadah, or they're qawi, they're strong when it comes to worshipping Allah. Secondly, it's better off to have to be married to someone who's not famous or well known and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just better off to what's wrong with marrying a regular brother who goes to the masjid, prays 5 times a day, you know, who has a simple life and is not famous and not known, you know. Now, what you're gonna have to do, story of your lives, what you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to inbox me on Facebook or Instagram, yeah. Send me a message on Facebook or Instagram. My Facebook is Street Ordino Hussein Thomas. Yeah, it's got the same logo as my YouTube video. And just ask me the question properly, because you got a lot of different things here. So I want to answer the question properly. So just send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. Just type in, you know, Street Ordine. That's my thing on all social medias. And write out the question long and properly, and then I can go through it in a video, inshallah. Because I would answer it. Assalamu alaikum, bin Solomon. Okay. That's everything from Street Ordine TV, the YouTube channel. Assalamu alaikum. I heard Brother Paul left Islam. Paul. Yeah, I heard Paul keeps coming in and out and going out, coming in and going out, keep going out and coming out. The thing was with Paul is that he was homosexual. He was a homosexual, and he accepted that. Homosexuality is wrong and haram. But what happened is that certain Muslims, he had certain issues with certain Muslims who may approach him in maybe not the best of manner. But the thing as well with Paul is that he, there was a situation apart where some brothers on this takfiri dawah, messed up dawah, were in a park. And I agree with Paul that these people that come and spread this deviant dawah of whoever doesn't judge by what Allah sent down, al-kufar, and, you know, like, yeah, these brothers that were in the park, they were followers, and I would say pawns of Anjem Chowdhury, and they supported him and they're going on marches with him. The two main brothers that were there were Abdul Hakim and Suleiman. Like, they're blatant on that thing, and yes, we should warn against them, because if there's people who support someone who praised 9/11 and 7/7 and said it was a good thing, and you're always with him and you go to his lessons, this time we should make it clear. Look, they may have beards like us, they may wear kufis like us, they may wear phobes like us and so forth, but we don't agree with them and they don't represent Islam. But there was other people. There's other people in the park, like the white brother Bilal. He had been new to the park, and I was there when Paul approached him, and he said, "Look, Anjem Chowdhury said such and such," and the guy said, "Okay, show me the proof." And Paul said, "Well, I've seen the proof, and you have to accept it." And he said, "No, show me, and then I'll accept it," and so forth. But you need to show me first. And Paul just got frustrated, and he's right to be frustrated with people hanging around with extremists, but you have to prove it to someone. You know, that was the first time I saw the kind of park, you know, and you know, you have to take time to explain to him, you know, just because you've seen you know something is wrong and so forth, and you've seen a proof and you've taken time to look at it and realize that this man's a deviant, you have to prove it to him. But the whole thing is yeah, unfortunately, Bilal is with them guys, and I've sat down and spoke to him. I went to speak to him at a future time, but I haven't been down to the park because it's a bit hype at the moment. Sorry to our viewers that don't know who Paul is or so forth, but wasn't Paul Muslim because he thought it was the truth, so who cares? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's some people that are emotional, so what happens is that they become Muslim, they believe in they believe in it, but then because they're emotional, someone comes along, treats them in a bad way, even though Islam says you shouldn't treat people in a bad way. They say, "Oh, because this Muslim treat me bad, or these Muslims did this, or I'm going to blame Islam for it." It's just rubbish. It's like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's emotional. Assalamu alaikum, Tariq Islam. Assalamu alaikum, Ali Rauf, Assalamualaikum, Abu Shahada, Alhamdulillah. Keep up the good work out there, inshallah. If I've missed anyone, please forgive me. That's Facebook. Let me see what's going on. Yeah. So cool. Yeah, so basically that's it. You know, that's what I would say about the vloggers and so forth. Jazakallah khairan for everyone that's watching. If you haven't, if you can like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel Street Ordine TV. Yeah, and I appreciate you all for watching, especially at this time in the morning, inshallah. Okay, assalamu alaikum rahmatullah wa barakatuh. See you later, guys, and take care. Yeah, assalamu alaikum.